Friends with Benefits, next on 95.9 WATD.
How many lives must a man live out before his soul is free? It takes what they're given. He's just making a living to feed his family. But I heard a train coming on down the track. I don't know where it's going, but I'll never look back. So get on board, get on board. Kiss the sky, kiss the sky. Get your ticket, take that ride, kiss the sky. Hey baby, how many chapters to the story's end till I meet you at the gate? Oh, we hide our disappointments in the jewels of golden crowns, and it feels good until you feel the weight. We give in to the money and the power and the fame, and a poor boy'd be lucky just to remember his name. So get on board, get on board. Kiss the sky, kiss the sky. There ain't no reason in the world to wonder why. So get on board, take that ride, kiss the sky. Hey baby, kiss the sky. And I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Kiss the sky.
The following content is sponsored by Atlantis Sports Clubs and does not reflect the views of WATD Radio. It's Friends with Benefits on 95.9 WATD, exploring relationships, social issues, sports, and life stories. Be a part of the show at 781-837-4900. This is Brian Stratton's Friends with Benefits with your hosts, Paul Kearney, Gabe Sirota, Joe Coletti, and Bob Anderson.
Good evening, everybody. This is Bob Anderson's National and Local Talent Spotlight, and we are here with a very special guest, and you're all going to be very excited to find out who that is, but I'm not going to reveal that quite yet. Oh, there it is. I couldn't hear myself there, Ben.
That's okay. I can never hear myself.
It's almost like when I don't have monitors in my ears that are not working and I'm trying to sing. It's a wonderful thing. Anyway, how's everybody doing out there tonight? We got a special guest in studio tonight. He's going to play some live songs for us, and along with his accompaniment. And But I'm not going to reveal that quite yet. I'm going to take care of a little bit of business here. The show is brought to you by Upper Entertainment, and featuring such bands as Zephoria, Fair Warning, and many others. If you're looking for someone to run your event, call Upper Entertainment, 781-249-0113. Again, that's 781-249-0113. And what we do here on this show, as most of you know out there, is we bring in special artists, usually bringing in the best of the best, and we strip them down, and all we have is just whatever is in their hand, whether it be a guitar, banjo, you name it, and a vocal mic in front of them, and we just we separate the men from the boys and the girls, the women from the girls, and we just have them do their thing. So tonight, without further ado, I'm going to announce that we have John Butcher Access in the studio. All right. John Butcher Access, man, oh man. I'll tell you, I was speaking with John, I'm sorry, and
Glenn Bowie.
Glenn Bowie, with him tonight. Who Glenn, you play rhythm, or you play harp, or you play
harmonica?
Yeah. Harmonica,
blues harp, yeah.
Oh,
my buddy
cool.
and sidekick.
Yeah.
Glenn Bowie. Watch out for him,
Poncho
folks.
and Lefty, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. Have you guys done any shows together?
Yeah.
We have.
Cabot Theater.
Yep. The Cabot Theater, and we were just in New York City.
Yeah, we did a show.
Doing a show.
New York
a television show.
New York television.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Soho,
yeah. Now, what have you been? I mean, as far as doing shows together, is that the only show?
I wrote 3 songs with John on the album. So,
the new album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Special Day.
Special Day.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, if people want to get that, is it? It's online, I would imagine.
It's
on
online
Spotify
everywhere.
and
Spotify,
all that.
iTunes.
Yeah.
And if any of you are listening are on Facebook, go to my Facebook page, because we're offering a limited number of personally autographed CDs for your collection. If you still have a CD player, don't be a wise guy. And I don't know. I have to say, I'm really excited to be here. I'm also excited to have done this album. That's what I did during my forced COVID vacation. I recorded a new album called Special Day, and I also started a film company called Watercolors. So hopefully we'll get a chance to talk about that while we're here.
That's why we're here, John. It's all about you tonight.
I love it.
You and Glenn. It's all about you guys, and I just want to reminisce a little bit and talk about what it's like to. There are so many people that listen to this show are aspiring artists, and some of them are just starting out. So I'd love to give them an insight to what it's like to actually, get to that.
You know what? I was talking to someone just yesterday about this. It used to be the old rules of the game where you form a band who hopefully creates an audience who follows you and sells out your gigs, and then you come to the attention of radio, and then that leads to a record contract. That's how I did it, but it's not done that way anymore. The ground rules have changed, and now the pathway that I took is different. So what I tell people that are aspiring players, guitar players, singers, whomever, that are aspiring to do this is, since that dynamic doesn't exist, the path that I took, what you need to do is focus on finding your own authentic voice. It's the best thing you can do to separate yourself from everyone else. Lots of people play guitar now. Lots of people sing. So the advantage is, as a songwriter, is finding your own authentic voice, whatever that is, and sticking to it, even while naysayers say, oh, no, you shouldn't do that, or you ought to do this over here.
Right.
Stick to what you believe in your heart, because ultimately that will be the thing that keeps you at the top, or keeps you in the game, I should say.
Right.
Yeah.
It's too bad back in our day, that we didn't have these shows like The Voice and The X Factor.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, it would have made life a little bit easier. I mean, not that... who knows what would have happened, but at least you have those outlets now. I mean, you never had those kind of huge outlets.
The cream rises to the top all the time.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
Well, we were just saying a few minutes ago, you and I, that the rules are different. we don't consume music, none of us, the way we used to. Remember buying an album and enjoying the artwork and listening to it front to back?
Yeah, I was a lyric guy. So
Absolutely.
I dig for the lyrics.
So now with all of the online music servers, it's really a song at a time. That's how music is consumed by most people, and it's the way I approach making records. While I did my Wishes album, which was like concept, all the songs kind of related to each other. And it's not that they don't now, but I realized that I might do something in one style, and then in song 2, a kind of a different style, not different, but something that's not conceptual, and that's how people consume music, a song at a time.
Yeah. Now, we used to play back in the day in the same. I used to say back in the day, but I mean.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. When I was I was younger, not you, John.
No, of course
you stayed
not.
the same age.
Absolutely, yes.
15.
Mentally, I've stayed the same age, but on the outside, I don't. I think I'm a little different. But it was such a great scene in New England.
Yeah.
Man, was it a great scene back in the late 70s, 80s.
Oh man, I tell people that Boston reminded me of the music scene in London, because it was small. Boston's a small city, comparatively speaking, but the musicians were tight. Everybody knew everybody.
You had the Channel. You had the
and you had all of these wonderful venues to play, man.
Yeah.
All of these I can't tell you how many times I played the Paradise Theater, and then the Channel, and then the Rat, and then all of these places in close proximity. It creates a music community, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it, and I miss it. I miss that feeling of being able to play my gig. Then after I was done, I'd walk across the street and see Sal Baglio play.
Yeah. Who we just, as we mentioned, had on not too long ago. And was it all like one big family back then with you guys? I mean, all the kind of the guys that were up in the top echelon. With the Sal Baglios, and the Cars, and all those guys. I mean, was it friendly amongst all you?
It was in a way, but it was competitive.
Okay.
So that we were all trying to. I tease Sal all the time. I talk to Sal, right, and he and I are pals, and we laugh about it now because we were friendly competitors.
Yeah.
If I did a gig and sold it out in 2 nights. Sal wants to sell it out in 1 night. If I had a full house in one place, Sal had to double that somehow, and it was all friendly.
Yeah.
But we were competitive.
Sure.
And I think that's what made it great.
Yeah. Now, did you also know some of the other guys from like the Cars or the Aerosmith and
absolutely,
those bands? Yeah. Now, I'm sure our listening audience, we're very voyeuristic because that's all we got. So what was it? What were those guys like? I mean, the ones that were really, hitting these home run, platinum albums.
I lived in I had an apartment in Brighton, Mass, and Aerosmith also had an apartment in the same block. Yeah. So this is way back at the beginning. And I didn't know that they were going to go, blow up the way they did, but they were still a hot local band. Yeah. You could go see them, and they would sell out all the clubs.
I saw them at the Harbor House.
So you know what I'm talking about. And so I got a chance to sort of rub shoulders and hang out with Tom Hamilton and Brad Whitford. Brad Whitford gave me a Les Paul.
Wow.
Yeah. And those times were just the best.
Yeah,
because you knew it felt like you were part of something. You felt it.
Yeah.
I was new to. I wasn't born in Boston, but I came to Boston to go to college, and Johnny A and I went to the same school, right? And we talk about this all the time. There was a feeling that we were all in this thing together. I got to tell you a story.
Sure.
My first big break was being the opening act for the Freeze Frame tour for Jay Giles' band.
That's massive.
So me and Chris Martin, my bass player in Axis, we were sitting at home in our apartment freezing because the heat got turned off, right? And we didn't have any money.
Yeah.
So we're, waiting for something to happen. And the phone rang. It's middle of winter, and I pick up the phone. Hello, and it was the Giles Band production manager asking us if we wanted to open 3 nights at the Boston Garden, just like that. And I didn't have to check my schedule. You know,
man,
I was available.
Cool.
Must have been doing backflips.
Oh, dude, and I'm freezing in my Cambridge apartment with Chris. So we did these 3 nights at the Boston Garden. I never played a place that big before.
Yeah.
So I'm backstage, and my knees are knocking because I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I hope they don't throw anything at me. I hope they don't kill me. Peter Wolf walks in. He says, "John, don't worry about it. Hit him low, hit him fast. Don't stay too long."
Yeah.
I took that advice to heart, and it was a smash. So much so that they asked us to do 70 cities after those 3 nights. Wow. So I went from freezing in my apartment to traveling around the world with the Giles Band, and it was, I can't find the words.
Yeah,
it was the best experience of my life. And I credit those guys, the Giles Band, to putting me on the map.
Yeah, it was nice of them to pull you on the road with them at local.
Nice doesn't even say it. It was generous.
No,
man.
yeah, but I mean,
They didn't need an opening act. They were selling out.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, they had us along to sort of add to the party.
Now, had you been signed at this point?
No, I didn't have a record deal. I had a song on a tape that BCN was playing, and it caught on.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! So
I couldn't
you were an
believe it.
unsigned band touring with Jay Giles on the
Unsigned.
biggest friggin' albums
No
going.
record deal, no nothing.
Yeah,
and
that was their biggest album.
And
Yeah, it was
they took a
huge.
chance on me.
That's
they took a chance,
unbelievable.
and I never looked back. From there was the Def Leppard tour and the Rush tour, and on and on and on and on. And before I knew it, I was playing everywhere.
Yeah, that's an amazing story. It really is. You know, I worked for years and years and years in the music business too, and you know, just to hear these things, you don't know what it means like to just, you know, I don't mean to be like a little giddy kid, but I am. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I don't care. Yeah. You know, I mean to hear what it's like to reach that sort of success and to be in front of that type of an audience.
Wow.
It just, you know, blows my mind. I can't imagine what it's like.
My mind was blown.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I'm standing on the stage at the Garden, and I'm looking out at 12,000 people, and I did this, and everybody, and I went, "Oh, you mean all I have to do is," and then again, and I went, "Oh, more of this, please."
Yeah.
It was fantastic, and I was lucky because I was by the phone. You know, the phone rang, and now I have to say, at that same time, WBCN was hammering this song of mine on the radio, Suzanne, and it was in regular rotation, and I was over the moon. Still didn't have any money, but I was over the moon, and that I think that's how Peter Wolf heard of me. I really believe it was through WBCN.
Yeah.
BCN had made a lot of bands. They had made so many bands.
Dude.
The Cars was one of the bands.
The
they
Cars,
made, you know?
yeah.
But I mean, there were so many bands that went through BCN. I remember, you know, poor me over here. Okay, I love your story, but poor me. I was buying coffee for whatever the hell the guy's name was. You know, he used to like coffee with someone. Who the hell was it? I don't know. It was one of the programs that was Coffee with Some. It was the name of the show.
Yeah.
So I went out and bought this. You know, me and my band scraped together like $100, but the nicest coffee you could possibly buy. Right. Yeah. So we send it over to BCN. You know, with this letter. I mean, there's nothing we wouldn't try. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, I think they might have mentioned us like, you know, once. You know, during that period where we were trying to get a record deal, but we did end up having a little bit of a success with you know, we ended up going to the Power Station. I don't know if you're familiar with that recording studio.
Yeah.
We ended up getting a deal over there with Bon Jovi, and you know, back in the '80s, and we had a production contract with him, and you know, little bits of success like that, but nothing to the magnitude that you're talking about. And but I did sense what it was like to at least feel that sense because we had an apartment in New York
Yeah.
we were set up in and
Yeah.
hanging out with the big boys, you know, Billy Squire and some of the
You
other
can
guys.
feel it. You know, you're right there at the edge.
Yeah.
And you can smell it. You know, it's close.
Yeah.
So at the same time, so we finished the Giles tour, and that's when we got offered a record deal. So I fly to New York to sign my record deal, but it was Polydor.
Yep.
And I walk into the office, and I'm sitting down in the waiting room or whatever, the outer room, waiting to go into the big guy's office.
Yep.
And there's this guy sitting next to me, this skinny kid with blonde hair. And I said, "Hey, how you doing? What are you here for?" He says, "Oh, I'm signing my record deal." It was John Bon Jovi, right? So
No kidding.
Yes. So he and I signed
elbows.
our record deal at the same time.
Wow.
That's crazy. No
Isn't
kidding.
that crazy?
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story. Was kind of interesting. I was at Sterling Sound. You know what Sterling Sound is to get rid of all the hisses and all that sort of. You know, I'm not a real technical guy, but we had cut an EP, and we were at Sterling Sound, and in comes these two guards, and they got this box in their hand, and I'm like, and they were protecting this thing like
Like it was the button.
like it was something major. So anyway, we find out later that it was the Joshua Tree tapes.
Oh, wow.
They were bringing in, to have it mastered,
Right.
But that was very cool, and that was an interesting time, way back when. But yeah, you guys are going to do some songs for us here tonight.
Yeah,
you going
one
to
or
grace
two.
us over the air? I would love that, man. I would
Let me
love
know
it.
when we can rock out.
Why don't we take a quick break? And when we come back, you guys can decide, what songs you'd like
We'll
to do.
do it, yeah.
And we're gonna treat everybody out there at WATD to some John Butcher Axis and Glenn on the harp, and we'll be right back. This is Bob Anderson, owner of Upper Entertainment, promoter and agent for some of New England's best musical and comedy talent. If you want the very best acts at your clubs, weddings, parties, or private events, look no further than Upper Entertainment. You can reach us at 781-249-0113. Call Upper Entertainment at 781-249-0113.
When you think stump grinding, think Corey Brothers. At Corey Brothers, they're fast, affordable, reliable, and local. Their top quality equipment produces affordable results. With their new, more powerful stump grinder, Corey Brothers can remove stumps faster than ever with less mess. At Corey Brothers, they've been reliably removing stumps in a careful and efficient manner for over 15 years. So don't delay and call right away. 508-922-3352.
Hey, Joe, please tell me about your new company, Blue Cirrus Consulting. This is a new way I can actually stay home and receive quality health care by using today's technology?
Yeah, thanks. It's called telehealth. It's sweeping the nation. It's great. It saves lives, it saves time, and it saves money.
Great, but why isn't my hospital offering it to me?
Well, hospitals are being flooded with new software vendors and technology, making it difficult for hospitals to make clear decisions and choose which telehealth program is right for them. In fact, Blue Cirrus Consultant can bring telehealth to local hospitals here in New England. We have a track record of providing skilled advisors, clinicians, and project leaders to support your hospital and help them accomplish a quality telehealth program.
Hey, Joe, how do I find out more information?
Thanks, Paul. You can go online at blue-cirrus.com. That's blue as in the color, -Cirrus, CIRRUS, as in the cloud.com, and find all of our company information online. Blue Cirrus saves lives, saves time, and saves money.
When you think stump grinding, think Corey Brothers. At Corey Brothers, they're fast, affordable, reliable, and local. Their top quality equipment produces affordable results. With their new, more powerful stump grinder, Corey Brothers can remove stumps faster than ever with less mess. At Corey Brothers, they've been reliably removing stumps in a careful and efficient manner for over 15 years. So don't delay and call right away. 508-922-3352.
Well, I don't know about you folks out there, but I am having one heck of a time here with John Butcher Axis, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep. That's how I always remember.
Everybody does that.
Yeah,
it's all right.
What was the Axis about?
That was the name of the group, and it wasn't my idea. Here's what happened.
Okay.
We're at the record company. My Polydor.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out, well, what are we going to call it? The John Butcher Group. Nah. The John Butcher Band. Nah. John Butcher Axis. And everybody went, ooh, Hendrix. you know, and I went, you know, I just went along. I went, okay, you know, because, dude, I'm new, you know. I'm not throwing any weight around or throwing shapes. I'm just trying to stay in the room.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Stay in the game.
So, say, okay, Axis, not knowing that would follow me around forever. You know, I'm not complaining.
I thought it was your last name at first.
Everybody did. Yes. It's all good.
He's using all three, you know, his first name, his middle name, and his last name. That's what, you know, so I think that's what most people thought, you know. And, geez. So, Glenn, we got you on the harp over here, which is, you know, one of my favorite instruments.
Yeah. My pal.
Yeah.
Jay Giles' band, right?
Yeah, Whamma Jamma.
I bought one when they came out.
Is that right? How long you been playing harp?
About 35 years.
Holy smoke. See, I pretend to play harp in my band.
I still suck.
I'm not sure I'd put it exactly that way.
I've never hit a bad note.
There are no bad notes.
That's right.
There are only friendly notes. Yeah.
Yep, you pick up the key, and that's what I loved about it. I was like, man, I can't hit a bad note if I wanted to. So, what song are we gonna play?
Let me tell you. Here's what happened. I'm writing for the record, and I meet my buddy here, and he's a poet, a published poet. And I saw some of his poetry, and there was a line that grabbed me. I went, oh, dude, this is cool.
Ground, I think.
Yeah, this is cool. Let me mess with this. And so I did, and it ended up being a song on the record. No, it ended up being the first song on the record. Wow. No, ended up being the first song on the record and the first video. So if you've got YouTube, you can check this song out. This is from my new record, Special Day.
Special Day.
It's called Devil's Train. Cold brown earth will hold my grave. 6 feet down, all my sins forgave. Go ahead, son. Hallowed ground, God's own plan. Till we mess it up and begin again. Here we go. Better count your riches, better stake your claim. All you sons of bitches, get on board the Devil's Train to Houston. Play your horn. Hey, hey. Well, paid my dues, sang my blues.
I sang my blues.
I heard my daddy say, son, what got into you?
What's got into you?
The devil's own logic, new souls in his pocket, and the wheels keep turning, no way to stop it. Oh, better count your riches, better stake your claim. All you sons of bitches, get on board the Devil's Train. Well, better count your riches, better stake your claim. Get on board the Devil's Train. Say it again. Get on board the Devil's Train. Yeah, get on board the Devil's Train to Houston. Woo! Hey.
Song. That was awesome.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
How about that, Glenn? Thank you. Thanks, man.
No, man.
That's the first song on the record, and I can't wait for everyone to hear it recorded because it's badass.
It was badass right there. I can't even imagine. Now, is it an acoustic song on the album, or is it a...
Not really.
Okay.
It starts out acoustic on a 12-string, but I quickly switched to a Stratocaster.
Man, that was a great
rocking.
song. It's like one of them songs, like right off the bat, you're like, I'm into it.
If you go,
Yeah.
you
You
know,
know?
if you go to YouTube, we did a video of it.
We did a video. Yeah, you can check it out at YouTube. Devil's Train.
Devil's Train on YouTube. And the name of the new album again?
Special Day.
Special Day.
I think it's the best record I've ever done.
Yeah, I think so, too.
The reason why is because doing this for a while, I finally figured out how to do it. I mean, I finally figured out where my sweet spot is.
Yeah.
As a guitarist, as a singer, and as a composer.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about it. I'm in full promotion mode for this year, promoting it. Glenn and I are going around to all kinds of cities and doing radio and doing television. And so this makes me very happy to be here with you today. I'm having a great time.
And John, you have no idea. And Glenn, thank you both so much for being here. So this is all about you guys tonight. So is there anything you're looking for right now that, we reach a pretty wide area. So, are you guys all set with management? You guys all set with, all that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's too bad. I want to be your manager. Especially with that song, man. I think it's time for John
maybe
Butcher
we
to
should
make a
go on the
comeback.
road.
It's badass.
You sing. Come on
I
now.
sing. Bro, I can sing.
We're going to get in the rehearsal studio tomorrow, buddy.
All right, man, bring it on. But no, man, with a song like that, I'd love to be on board.
Cool.
Promise me one thing.
Yes, sir.
When you guys make it John Butcher round 2, you take me away with you for a couple of city tours.
I'm going to bring you on stage.
All right, man.
You better watch
I'm gonna
out,
hold you
'cause
to
I'll
it.
do it.
I'm gonna hold you to it. That really was a phenomenal song.
Thanks.
Where did you record the CD?
I have a studio in Gloucester called Bang a Song. I do almost all of my recording there. It's close to my house. I work with the same engineer almost every record. His name is Warren Babson, and I have a great team, man. I've got the best team of players. I was in a band for a while after Axis disbanded called Barefoot Servants. And there's a bass player in the band who also plays for Phil Collins. His name is Leland Sklar. Anybody who's a musician has heard him play on somebody's record or another because he's everywhere.
Yeah.
And what I enjoy about my career the most is the people I've met and the friendships I've made and the tremendous talented musicians I've got a chance to work with. I did a video with Jeff Beck some time ago, and I see myself as a lucky guy. I can play a little bit, but I think sometimes fortune plays a part. You have to kind of timing. Isn't that what you said, Glenn?
Yeah, timing is everything.
Timing is
Absolutely,
everything.
man. But but when your time comes, you got to have some
You
talent.
have to have something to say. Yeah.
So I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. So Special Day is 10 new songs that cover a lot of area, stylistically speaking.
Yeah.
There's something for my Axis fans. And I do a lot of solo appearances, which I'm really into lately. Just me and the guitar, or sometimes Glenn is with me. And I enjoy that almost more than the big sort of rock tours, because I get a chance to talk and tell stories and really feel like it's fulfilling for me, too.
Yeah.
My best shows are shows where I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm engaging with other people and seeing the reaction from people this close.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm having a hell of a time. I mean, I can remember we were talking earlier. There was an old club called Scotch and Sound,
Right.
In Brockton.
I remember it.
Yeah, I'm sure many remember it.
Yes.
And I was telling you, and I meant it. When you walked in, I was probably, I don't know, maybe 21, 20 at that time, and when you walked in, it was like, holy God, that's John Butcher. That's John Butcher,
Yeah.
and you knew that show was going to just blow the walls off the place,
I was ready to go.
Yeah.
In those days, I was hungry and excited and scared.
And good looking. I mean, let's face it. Come on, man.
I don't know about that.
You had all the ladies, man. It was like all the ladies.
I don't know.
All about it.
What I do know is that I have been lucky to make great friends who have helped me and who have helped guide me and give me words of encouragement when I need them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just a dude, man. Yeah, so I am subject to the same sort of insecurity and second guessing as anyone.
Yeah.
So you know, in my career, I've been blessed with some tremendous support and friendships. You know, and I that's what makes me rich. That's how I feel rich.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. You know, I feel a kinship with you already. I really do. You know, some people you hit it off with.
He's that
you know what I mean?
guy, he is.
Yeah, and Sal was the same way. It was funny, you know, because it was like within, you know, by the time the show was done, I was like, this guy's so cool.
He's your pal.
Yeah. And you know, I feel the same way about you guys. You guys are just fantastic people to have in here, and you know what a testimony to what it is to be successful, but yet keep your feet on the ground. You know,
I don't know another way.
Yeah.
You know, during COVID,
yeah,
my wife and I grew a garden, and did normal people things.
Right.
You know, fixed the shed in the back, and
Right.
and I had my hand in the dirt growing cucumbers and carrots, and I plug into that.
Yep.
I get energized from that. So I was ready.
Kittens.
Man, yeah.
I was going to ask, how are the new
I
kittens?
was ready to make music then, buddy. I was ready. I was at that time. The past 14 months, I think I was building to this moment. I was ready to play again. I had taken some time off to reevaluate what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, and how I wanted to do it. And I'm thankful for the downtime, because had I not had that, I'd still be on some kind of treadmill, playing gigs, and then the next gig, and then the next record, and it didn't happen that way. I got a chance to stop.
Let me ask you a question. So, when you're in the middle, in the eye of the storm, I'll call it, you know, and you've got a record contract, and you need to make songs, and you need to. Are you constantly thinking in your head? Yeah, I know. I used to do a little writing, so I know. For me, even at my level, I was constantly. Oh, that would be a good song.
Yeah.
You know, it was like I never had a moment where I wasn't thinking about, could that be a good song? Have I got an idea for a song?
Well, it depends on how you look at it. When I was making my second record, I was scared knobless because I didn't want to get fired by the record company.
Yeah.
And at that time, people used language like hit songs and top 40 and those sort of phrases that are anything. They are like a wet blanket on creativity.
Yeah.
Because you're operating from a place of fear.
Yeah.
So I'm on my guitar trying to figure out, well, this is catchy. You know, oh, no, it's got to rock. Well, wait a minute. Should it be acoustic? Oh, no, electric. You know, so I'm trying, I'm second guessing myself.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that long ago.
Is that right?
Yeah. When I made the Wishes record, that's when I sort of declared my independence. That was the last time I was on a big major. It was Epic. I went from Capitol Records. I went from Polygram to Capitol.
Yep.
And then from Capitol to Sony.
Yeah.
And I realized I wasn't cut out for corporateness.
Right.
You know, I didn't want to make a record of all holy wars.
Yeah.
10 holy wars or 10 anythings. I wanted to sort of find out where my authentic voice is.
Right.
And I did. And I'm glad I did. And so from there, when I separated from those guys and started doing what Prince did, which is taking control of his own career.
Yeah.
And creating a company to release his own records internationally. It can be done.
Yeah.
And I did it, and others can do it too. You just have to believe in yourself and kind of shut your ears to people that tell you what you can't do.
Right. That's great advice. Now, were you guys big in, like, everyone thinks, you know, America's the only place on earth. Were you guys like big, you know, in other countries? And,
Yeah.
And I mean, was there special countries for you?
In the UK.
The UK was big.
I did my third record in Monmouth, South Wales. Listen to this. Wales is what would you call it? An adjunct, a part of the UK, obviously,
Yeah.
United Kingdom. But there we were on at this studio called Rockfield, and I'm in England, man, and the red telephone booths and the red buses. I'm here,
Yeah.
and I turn around and there's Robert Plant walking into the room because he lives down the road.
Wow.
Right? So he's in these big rubber farm boots because he had just finished doing whatever he does on his farm.
Yeah.
And I went, "You're Robert Plant, aren't you?" And, he said, in his English accent, "I sure am."
Yeah.
And we got to be pals. And I was knocked out. I can't believe I'm sitting here with Plant.
Yeah.
And I guess the point I'm making is there's a guy who took control of his thing. He was in Led Zeppelin for a while, and then he wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He heard it. He was singing in his own authentic voice, and he maybe got tired of doing Whole Lotta Love.
Yeah.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah.
And he's a happy guy with a happy life,
Yeah.
and all of the success he needs.
Yep.
And I think everyone can have that if you take hold of your own career. You take hold of it
Yep.
and direct it, and that's what I'm doing.
So all of you guys out there that are young and just coming up, here's the man to listen to right here because he knows what he's talking about, John Butcher. And do you guys have another song you can belt out for us?
Can we do one?
I would love it. Are you kidding me? The audience would love it. I'm
Little
sure.
blues. Sneaky. I'm going to heaven on a railroad line, and I'm on my way. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm going to heaven on a railroad line, and I'm on my way. Yes, I am. No more heartache, no more tears. I hear that whistle blowing, and it's blowing loud and clear. I'm going to heaven on a railroad line, and I'm on my way. Go ahead, pal. Oh yeah, I found true love just in time as she's on her way. Boo-dibba-dee-doo, I found true love just in time as she's on her way. Yes, she is. No more screaming in my head, and I won't be lonely in my big old bed. I found true love just in time. She's on her way. And this is what she said to me one time. She said, do you do, do you do, ooh. Do you do you want me just like I want you? Ladies and gentlemen, on the harp, to my right, your left, Mr. Glenn Bowie. Blow some, brother. All right, let's bring it home. No more screaming in my head, and I won't be lonely in my big old bed. I found true love just in time, and she's on her way. I'm going to heaven on a railroad line. I'm going to heaven on a railroad line. I'm going to heaven.
Keep them back. Hey, get the security in here.
It still makes me laugh too.
Yeah, man.
It does.
It's
That's
so
the way it's
awesome.
gotta be. You gotta have fun, you know.
I spend a lot of time at my shows smiling.
Yeah.
And laughing at something I didn't realize I was going to do.
Yeah.
Or saying something I didn't expect to come out of my mouth. And it's sort of like discovery time for me, too. I love it.
Well, you were always a great front guy. I mean, just, the things that you would talk about. You were interesting to watch and it's interesting to listen to. You still are.
I was just talking from my heart.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, just cool. Now, where did you go to school in Boston? Was it Berkeley? Or?
No, I went to college for television production because my mom wanted me to have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
In case the music didn't work out.
Okay.
So I thought I was going to be a broadcast journalist, meaning writing news copy for ABC. That didn't work out.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But it was Graham Junior College that brought me to Boston, and that's where it all began. And interestingly enough, I was going to school there, and Johnny A., the guitar player, was also there at the same time. We didn't know each other then, but we went to the same college at the same time.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So we do a little segment here, John, called Horror Stories from the Road.
Uh-oh.
So give us a little story, a humbling story or a story from the road.
All right, I got one.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm playing a local show in Shirley, Mass. Now, stay with me.
I'm staying.
All right. So this place, the Mohawk Club.
I remember it.
The Mohawk Club was, you know what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And so we would fill the place regularly. Well, there was a point in the show where the drummer had like a solo, and I would take that opportunity to sneak off stage, towel off, right?
Yeah.
And get ready to finish the show while he's doing his drum solo. So I go backstage, and I turn the corner to the dressing room, and there's this girl stuffing herself into my pants.
I said horror story.
My street... No. It was horrible. Believe me. I had my dress pants, because I'm on stage, I had my street pants.
Yeah.
So she's pulling them on her just legs, and she didn't fit into them. And
She was stuffing
as
them.
if to
she was trying
steal
them
my
on.
pants. She's stealing my pants. So I said, and the drum solo's going on in the background, and I have to go back on stage.
That's
so I
great.
said, I didn't know what else to say. I said, "What are you doing?" And she said, hamina. And I said, "Take my pants off." "No, wait. Don't take my pants off." "No, way. Get out of my pants." "No way." That really happened. That happened.
That's
No good way to
fantastic.
say it, right?
There really
Get
is.
out of my pants.
Yeah. I'll never forget that girl as long as I live.
Put
And she
them
did
britches
fit
down.
in. So she's pulling them on one leg and then the
my
other leg.
God.
Go, get out of my pants.
That's great. That's got to be one of the top ones I've heard so far.
It happened.
That's
I
amazing.
hadn't heard that one.
Stories from the road, buddy. I got a million of them.
That's the
I
good stuff
can
right
only
there.
imagine. I can only imagine, John. So the name of the new album is Special Day. Now,
yeah.
how are they going to get a hold of this? How are they going to get a hold of the music?
Okay.
How do they get a hold of you? How do they see you?
Okay. First of all, I'm easily found at Facebook, John Butcher, JONBUTCHER.
Okay.
And you can find me at Facebook. I have a YouTube channel where you can see all of my videos. I make all of my own videos through my movie company, Watercolors. And I can be found at Instagram, John Butcher. At John Butcher.
Okay.
I can be found at all of the places where fine music is purchased, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere.
Okay.
I'm not hard to find.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any live shows coming up?
July 24th, which is in a couple of weeks, I'm playing at the
Natick?
TCAN, the Center of the Arts in Natick.
Yeah.
That's my band Axis. We get together for a small handful of shows every year, and
Very
that's
cool.
one of them. So it's like old home week. Everybody comes out, and I'm playing all the old stuff, Holy War and Wishes and all those great songs. If anybody's listening wants to see a cool rock show, come see Axis. July 24th
absolutely.
at the Center of the Arts in Natick. That's a Saturday night, July 24th.
Well, I will be in attendance if I'm not gigging.
I hope
I have
so.
To. Yeah, I will
if you're not
definitely be
gigging,
there.
I want
Yeah.
you there
Yeah,
as my
absolutely.
guest.
Would you mind if we played "Only Life Takes a Life"?
Please.
Do you think you could hook that up
Love
within
that
a couple of minutes? So, John Butcher, for those that don't know, John and maybe too young or whatever the case may be, he had an enormous hit. What did it chart at?
I don't know, in the top 40 for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he had a top 40 hit. He had this huge album out. Were you touring?
The first one. That was the first record.
Yeah.
It was just called the John Butcher Axis.
The MTV days.
Yeah.
MTV days.
That helped a lot too. I mean, MTV was huge.
It was huge. I did a video for that song, Life Takes a Life.
Yep.
And it was kind of controversial because the orientation of the song is anti-gun violence, even back then.
Yeah.
Right? So that put me in headlines.
Yep.
And a lot of areas I didn't expect, Rolling Stone and a lot of other places. And the video can still be viewed at YouTube. Life Takes a Life.
Life Takes a Life is... when you get that hooked up, Ben, we'll roll with that. And I would love to just... If you don't mind, I'd like
that'd be great.
Let that roll out the show. And,
sure.
You know, time went by so fast, at least for me it did. It was just a phenomenal time here with you guys. And, you know...
We enjoyed
couple of my idols. What's that?
So if we guys chat for another 2 or 3, I think we can then roll out the actual original. But I'd love to hear one more live one if you got it in you.
No, I didn't really have one prepared.
No, that's cool. That's
okay.
fine.
That's okay
So-
too. But we can roll this.
Oh, you got it now? Never mind. Oh, here it is. Beautiful. So this was John's first big hit. Love this song. And check out the video, too. Wow, John, I got to say that song has stood the test of time.
I haven't heard it in a while. I enjoyed listening to it again.
Yeah. So let's talk the future. So the new album,
Special Day.
And everybody out there, look, if you can catch a John Butcher show or a John Butcher Access show, Glenn, thank you so much. It was great to meet you, and fantastic on the harp, obviously.
Thanks so much for having us. We had a ball, you can tell.
Yeah, I mean,
we had fun.
I'm glad.
And now that we're
means
friends,
the world
would you
to me.
loan me $5?
I would loan you anything, John. But I just want to say thank you for being on the show. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we maybe we could do this again.
I would love to.
All right.
You just invite me. We'll be here.
All right, man.
All right.
Great. Everybody on WATD, good night. John Butcher, everybody. And Glenn, thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.